Hello and welcome to your 6-week Healthy Hearties exercise and nutrition program. This is week 1. Really looking forward to getting started with your exercise. First, just want to go through a few key points just to make sure that we understand what's going to happen over the next 6 weeks. So what we're going to do each week, there'll be one exercise video and we're going to build on that exercise gradually over the next 6 weeks. So we're going to start out today with some really easy exercises. I'm going to be giving you some modifications, so if things feel a little bit too hard, some easier versions, and if it feels a bit easy, a more advanced version, so that you'll be able to work at your own pace, at your own level. Make sure that things feel comfortable for you and that there is no pain at all at any time. If you do experience any discomfort or pain, please slow down, rest, stop, and do let me know. And make sure that there's nothing that you're worried about in any of the exercises. Feel free to ask questions at any time and I'll get back to you as quick as I can. The purpose of the next 6 weeks is to increase your energy, your fitness, your strength, make you feel better overall, help you to sleep better, feel better, and give you back your confidence to exercise again. That's really, really important. So what we're going to do is go at your own pace, build things up gradually, rest if you need, make sure it's safe and that you've checked with your doctor to exercise and that there's no exercises you shouldn't do. If you do have any injuries, I will be letting you know throughout the video what exercises to avoid, for example, if you have a knee problem. So do keep an eye out for that and let me know if there is anything you can and can't do. There's no benefit of doing too much too soon, so just stay within your limits, be patient, build things up slowly, and you'll look back and say, wow, that used to be hard and now it's easy. So that's the real key here. Then if for the videos, it's going to be one every week, so do it as often as you feel able. I would recommend every couple of days at most, so 3 to 4 times a week at the most. Some people might start with once a week, build up to twice, and so on. So just do what feels comfortable. Let's get ready to start. We're going to start with a warm-up, so let's go. Well, let's get started with the warm-up. So with the warm-up, the whole purpose is to get the body warm. All we're going to start with is some walking on the spot. Now, if you want to make things slightly harder, all you do throughout today is speed things up. So you would walk a little bit faster than me. And if you feel like things are too hard, what you would do, grab a seat, sit down, and we can do them seated. So all of the exercises you could do seated. So if you were sitting down, you'd simply be lifting the feet one at a time off of the ground. So to get warmed up, all we want to do is stand nice and tall. Get the shoulders back, chest is up, walking on the spot, just lift the feet off the ground. Go at your own speed, so to feel nice and comfortable. Now the purpose of a warm-up, not only are we getting the muscles nice and warm, we're also getting the heart ready. So imagine the heart is a nice big muscle, it's the most important one, especially for people with a heart condition, and it's a really essential component of any workout is to do a warm-up. So what we do is get the blood flowing, increase the heart rate gradually. Imagine we're working like a car. In a car, you wouldn't go from gear 1 to gear 5 really quickly, you'd go up through the gears. So imagine we're moving from gear 1 to gear 2 at the moment. Now if you feel breathless, you feel fatigued or anything, just have a seat, have a rest, jump back in when you feel ready. So start lifting the knees a little bit higher off of the ground. Again, if you want it to be a little bit more advanced, just lift them a little bit higher. Otherwise, if it feels too hard, just stay with keeping the feet nice and low. That's good. Excellent. Now while we're here, let's go back to just walking on the spot. I'm going to roll the shoulders. So roll the shoulders up, back and down. We're going to do 5 backwards and 5 forwards. Now it's very hard to talk and count at the same time, so don't go too mad at me if I do an extra 1 or 2 here and there. That's it, good. Okay, keep walking on the spot, lovely. Now next we're going to take the arms out to the side and back down. Out to the side and back down. Now what you'll see, what I've got ready for a little bit later is some water, so make sure you stay hydrated. I've also got some cans, any cans you like. Mine, I've got some beans there, so nice and light. We're going to use those for weights. I've also got some dumbbells, so if the cans feel a little bit too easy, you could always use dumbbells. Now not everyone has that sort of equipment, which is absolutely fine. You could use something around the house, bottles of water, anything that you can grip comfortably. Right, then we're going to take one heel forward and other heel forward. So we're going to move a little bit quicker now. Again, if things feel a little bit easy, that's perfect. I love things to feel easy for you. You can always make things harder by moving a little bit quicker. Let's go. Remember, this is our beginner program. So there will be an advanced program as well, which you can watch after you've finished your program. So we started a beginner, you can repeat that one as often as you need, and then when you're feeling fitter, you can move to the advanced program. Excellent, then back to walking on the spot. Doing really, really well. Alright, so the next one, we're going to touch the shoulders and reach up. Touch the shoulders and reach up. While you're still walking, so a little bit of coordination needed here. So touch the shoulders, walk up, that's it. Good. If it feels too much, you could just stand on the spot and do it. But if you feel able, keep the walking going. Good. So you should start to be feeling a little bit warmer now. Excellent. Back to walking on the spot. Now it's really handy to have a wall that you could use. So we're going to use the wall to hold on to for a bit of balance. We're also going to use it for a bit of support and also to do some stretches. So it's really handy to have a wall. If you don't have any space around your house, you could use your kitchen bench to hold on to for support as well, or a really sturdy chair. Lovely. Now what we're going to do next, hand out to the knee. So we're going to lift it even higher this time. So moving a little bit quicker. Again, just do it at your level. If it's too much, keep the knees low, otherwise bring the knees right up. That's really, really good. So each warm-up, every time you do some sort of exercise, your warm-up should be around 5 to 10 minutes. So that's the kind of time you need to get the heart and the muscles ready for the next part of the exercise. Excellent. Very good. How are we feeling? Starting to feel a little bit more warm in the chest. Starting to get a little more breathless. That's okay. So the whole purpose of exercise, you get the heart rate up, get the blood flowing to the body, feel a little bit breathless. Now if you're huffing and puffing at this point, do slow down, take a few minutes, bring the heart rate down. It's a sign that your body's trying really, really hard to get more oxygen to your muscles. So it is a normal sign of exercise, but if you can't quite catch your breath, you need to slow things right back and perhaps try things seated. So again, if you were seated, you could lift those knees up off of the floor and move the hands as well. So good, well done. All right, then what we're going to do is hold on to the wall and you're going to come up onto the heels, up onto the toes, sorry, lifting the heels and back down. That's it. So we're going to do 10 here. That's 5, I think. 6, 7, 8. Now here's where you start to hear all of those lovely joints cracking around. So you think, oh, what was that noise? It's absolutely normal to hear a little bit of a popping sound or a crack or a crunch. That's just the air in the joints moving. So that's fine. If you do feel any pain though, that's not so good. So do avoid any exercises that cause pain. And good. So I'm going to move a little bit faster now. So you're getting nice and warm. Again, another few shoulder rolls. So 5 backwards, 3, 4, 5 and 5 forward. Now do feel free to ask any questions at any time. So do pop in some comments to the Facebook group. Next, I want you to take your hands up towards your ears. And what we're going to do is slide the hands up towards the ceiling and back down. Now you're still marching on the spot, so we're keeping that heart rate lifted a little bit. Good. That's really, really excellent. So we're just going to do 5 of these. That's 4 and 5. Lovely. So marching again. Very good. Excellent. Now bring it forward just a little bit, and what we're going to do this time is lift the foot off of the ground up towards the bottom. So almost towards your bottom. So you want to try and lift the heels as high as you can. Again, if it's too much, just start with little lifts, and if it's too easy, you can move a little bit faster. So far, so good. Excellent. We're almost finished our warm-up. We've got 2 minutes left. And that will bring us to 10 minutes. And then we will move into the next part of our program. So the main part. So we do our warm-up, then we move into our main part of the program. It's going to be 15 minutes today. And in that section, what you're going to do is some muscle building exercises for getting the muscles working, which will help with your posture, your strength, and make you feel better, and also a little bit more on the cardiovascular side, so getting your fitness up. So we're going to work on both of those today. So really, really good work so far. Excellent. Okay, so back out to the side with the arms. Good. One more, and then last little bit, 1 minute to go. Heels out in front. You can bring the arms up as well. That gets you moving. Good job. Lovely. Then hands on the shoulders, up to the ceiling. If you're like me and you're not that coordinated, it doesn't matter about the timing of how quickly you do things. All that matters is that you're keeping moving, you're not overdoing it, and you're not in any discomfort. So if you have any shoulder injuries, just keep it low, just keep it stretching. Fabulous. Okay, so what I want you to do next, grab a few sips of water, and then we're going to get started on the next section, which is the main resistance part. So grab a drink and see you in a second. Fabulous. So you should be feeling nice and warm. What we try and do is keep things moving along. Now do take a rest at any time if you need to. That's absolutely fine to rest. Press pause, do come back, and you can finish off the next section later. But just take as much time as you need if you need to rest. So keep a little bit of walking on the spot. So what we're going to do first is work on the arm muscles. So the arm muscles here, really easy exercise to start with. All we're going to do is take our cans. So now if you feel like this is too much, you could do it without any weight at all. So just holding your arms down. All we're going to do while you're marching on the spot is lift the cans up and down. So what it looks like is you're holding on to cans with a nice loose grip. If you've got your weights, same thing. If you've got something heavier, nice and loose grip, so not clenching up at all. So we want to always stay nice and relaxed. Now keep your shoulders back. What we're going to do is each exercise around 15 times. That is more than we may have done for some time. So just take it at your own pace. If you want to do slightly less, that's fine. We've got 4 more. 1, 2, 3, and 4. Good. So then we have a little bit of a break in between exercises. And what we're going to do is alternate between arms and legs. So while you're still holding your cans, What I want you to do is take your feet slightly wider than your hips and standing on the spot. So this time we stay still. And what I want you to do is just bend the knees, stick your bum out and come out. We're going to drop down about 2 inches. So all we're going to do is pretend like you're about to sit down, change your mind, come back up. So down, up, standing up. So same thing. So from the side it looks like sitting back a little bit and up. So all this is doing is bending the knees, and you're going to work the front of the leg muscles. Now, it might feel like too much on your knee joints at this point. So if it does, just be really cautious of not going past the point of where you feel it in your knees. So if you feel it there, that's fine, come back up straight away. So even if you just drop an inch and come back up. We've got 3 more. 2, 1 more. 3, good. And then just marching in the spot, loosen out the muscles. Very good. Alright, the next one we're going to do is we're going to bring the hands in front of us so that your elbows are bent at a right angle. Your shoulders are down and you're looking up nice and tall, so we call it chest proud. You're going to lift the elbows up and down. I call these our bat wings. So we're going to lift them up and down. Good. Now this one might feel a little bit harder than the last arm exercise. So just do what you can. I'm going to do 15, but if you need to stop before then, that's absolutely fine. You might need to build things up really, really slowly. Everyone starts at a different level. Alright, we've got 5 left. Good. And just be really conscious of your shoulders. So try not to hunch up towards the neck. Really relax. Last one. Very good. Now I want you to put the cans down for now. All the weights. So the next one we're going to do, so remember we do arms, legs, legs. So we try and give the arms a rest while we're working the legs, and then give the legs a rest while we're working the arms. So again, holding onto the wall. Now you can either face the wall like this if you need a little bit of extra support, or you can just hold on with one hand or holding onto a chair. And what you're going to do is come up onto the heels. So we did this in the warm-up and back down. This time I want you to hold for 1 second at the top. That's good. So up onto the heel, onto the toes, heels to the ceiling. Again, I can hear my ankles making some nice funny popping noises. That's absolutely fine. It's only if you have any pain, and then you might need to just take it a little bit easier. We've got 4 more. 2, 3, last one. So that you might feel in the calf muscle at the back of the leg there. So right down low. That's our high heel muscle. So for females, it's a really tight muscle, and traditionally when you wear high heels all the time, it gets even tighter. Now I personally don't really wear high heels very often at all, but mine is from walking around a lot. So it's a muscle that's really, really important to get nice and strong. So up nice and tall. Now we're going to go back to the beginning and do all of those again. So again, if you need to have a rest, that's absolutely fine. Otherwise, grab your cans again. And we're going to start with our bicep curl. So coming up nice and tall, chest is proud. And remember, we're doing 15. Don't worry if you don't feel very coordinated. Doesn't have to be in time. 5, 6, 7, 8. Good. And again, you're making sure that that elbow is staying close by your side and your chest stays nice and proud. 3 to go. 13, 14. And remember, you can do these seated. 15. Very good. And then, oh, I was going to put them back, but we do need them for squats. Right, so take the feet slightly wider than your hips. Chest stays up nice and tall. And remember, what we're doing is pretending we're sitting back, changing our mind, and standing up. So coming down for about 2 inches only. Now this is a movement we do all day, every day. We're in and out of chairs, in and out of the car, up and off the toilet. So it's a really important exercise to master because it's these big, strong muscles at the front of the legs. Okay, 7, 8, 9, 10, 5 to go. 1, 2, 3. Now you notice I've got a little bit of music in the background. Feel free to put your own music on. If you don't want to hear my voice after you've learned all the exercises, you can put your own music and put me on mute. That's absolutely fine. So that was our last one there. So just walking on the spot, getting the blood flowing again. Really, really good stuff. The next one we're going to do is our arms out to the side. So remember, we bring our hands or weights up to our belly button height. Elbows are at a right angle. And what we're doing is bringing the elbows up to the side and back down. Good. That's it. Lovely. So when you're working out, you want to find a nice spacious area that you're not going to trip over anything. Make sure you've got some water, towel if you get sweaty, and space to sit down if you get tired. Good. 3 more. 13, 14, 15. Lovely. Now we put our weights down. Okay, we've got 1 exercise left and then we're going to have a rest. So we've got our heel raisers. So holding on to something for balance, toes are on the ground and we lift the heels up, hold for 1 second and slowly lower. Again, chest proud, coming down, very good. So coming up, squeezing those calf muscles, so the muscles below the knee. Good. My ankle is quite clicky today, so you might find your knees are a bit clicky, hips can do it, your ankles. And again, it's absolutely normal, it's just the air releasing. It's only not normal if it causes pain. So again, you could be doing this exercise seated if you find it a bit too much. 3 more. Lovely. Last one. Good, alrighty. Just give the shoulders a bit of a roll. Now what we're going to do is grab a drink, have a little bit of a rest. So just take small sips throughout. You can pause at any time, take on water. Remember, we need to stay hydrated, especially a day like today is quite warm, and inside you're building up a little bit of a sweat, so you're going to be losing water that way. So stay nice and hydrated. All right, then last bit that we're going to do a couple of minutes of cardio today. So remember, today's day 1, so we don't need to do too much too soon. And so what we're going to do is a couple of minutes of cardio, get the heart rate up a little bit, and then we're going to do our cool down. So lift the knees. So we're going to do 2 minutes here. So we're going to alternate between lifting the knees. Again, if you're seated, you could be doing this on the chair. Bring the arms in. And if it's too easy, that's great. Make it a little bit harder if you like by going faster, which is absolutely fine. Just go at a pace that's comfortable for you. Again, If your balance feels a little bit off, then take it slower or come down a bit lower, that's fine. All of those options are good, you just choose what works for you. Good, alright, next 30 seconds, we're going to do some heel digs. So arms out in front as well. Don't worry if you're not coordinated. I'm not very coordinated. I've only done a step class once and it wasn't very pretty doing all the moves and trying to remember it, so not all of us are coordinated. Now if you're feeling quite breathless, just slow it down, go at your own pace. Good. Excellent. Okay, we've got 1 minute left. Next one's going to be kicking the feet up at the back. Again, you can do this a bit faster if you like. Now if you're seated, this one is a little bit tricky, so just stick with the lifting the feet off the ground and marching on the spot. Again, if your legs are feeling heavy, just stick with marching on the spot, that's absolutely fine. Good. And then our last 30 seconds, back to marching on the spot, and we're going to go out to the side, out to the other side. Very good. So depending where you are, you might have people walking past your window, looking in, waving. If you have people living below you, they might say, well, that's all that going on upstairs. Don't worry, it's all okay. Just do things at your own pace. Alright, then marching on the spot. Okay, so take a few deep breaths, roll the shoulders. One more. Okay, so we're going to start our cool down next. Alright, so for our cool down, what we're going to do just before we start, have a quick drink. Now if you're feeling really quite tired from the exercises so far, just try and do these seated, join in for the stretches. The purpose of doing a cool down though is the exact reverse of your warm up, so it's to relax the muscles. I want to get all the blood that's been working in the muscles back up, circulating back around the heart, cool everything down, and bring the heart rate down slowly from where you were. So just starting to walk a little bit slower. Again, if you're working a bit harder, cool things down slowly. And if you are already seated, just make sure you keep things moving a little bit. And we want to aim for about 5 minutes for our cool down. So what we're going to do is just roll the shoulders again. 4, 5, and 5 forward. 2, 3, 4, 5. Then elbows behind you, hands by the ears, and you're going to reach up to the ceiling. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, lovely. Drop the ear to one shoulder. Now you can come down to a stop for the walking. Drop the ear to one shoulder, and what you want to feel is a really gentle stretch on the other side of the neck. Then come around to the front, drop your chin to the chest, and what you want to feel is a little gentle stretch. It shouldn't be uncomfortable, it's really gently. Keep coming up slowly and drop the ear to the other side. Lovely. Then we're going to take one heel out in front and you're going to stick your bottom out. You want to feel this stretch behind the knee and behind the thigh muscle here, which is the hamstrings. If you need to hold on to the wall, please do so. Or your chair, whatever you've got for your balance. Then swap sides. Excellent. Right. Then what I'm going to do is bring the arms up, open out the chest. Now if you have had any heart surgery, you'll feel a nice stretch here. I don't want you to force it. This is just a nice gentle stretch. So it's okay to do these stretches if you've got any wounds, just keeping it nice and gentle. For the first 3 months that chest is really unstable, and after that you can start to stretch a little bit more and do a little bit more work on the upper body. The exercises that we did today are absolutely safe to do if you do have a chest wound, so don't worry about that. Okay. Then coming down now, bring your hands in front of you and interlock your fingers like that, about your chest height. What I want you to do is push your hands away as far as you can and then drop your chin down. And what you want to do is feel it at the back of the neck and shoulders. Good. Then stretching between the shoulder blades, what I'm going to do is pop your hands on your lower back there, squeeze your elbows together and put your chin up to the ceiling. Good, excellent. Alright, last one. What I'm going to do is hold on to the wall and you're going to push one foot back. So as far as you can. Some people are only a few inches, other people can go right back, and you're stretching the calf muscle, so that one that we worked today. So hold on for balance. So for each stretch you want to hold for about 10 seconds. And then swapping over. So pushing the other foot down, try and push your heel right down into the ground. Excellent, and coming back up, just one deep breath in, reach up to the ceiling, breathe out. Now I'm going to do that again, reach up to the ceiling, breathe in, breathe out. Lovely, well done, that's excellent work. Do remember, go at your own pace, so if you feel like that was a little bit too much today, just dial it back a little bit, do a little bit less. Don't do the whole sentence if you don't feel up to it, that's absolutely fine. What I recommend for the first few weeks, do it every other day if you feel up to it. Some people might only want to do once a week, that's absolutely fine. We'll build up to more amount later on. If you feel like it was too easy, that's absolutely fantastic as well. We can always make things harder, so it's a good problem to have if it was too easy. So just go at your own pace. Obviously we can always rest more, pause, come back to it later. Choose a time of day that you have lots of energy, and make sure you do save some energy in the tank for later in the day. So all today we've done quite a lot. So we did our warm-up, we did our quite a bit of cardio, we then did some arm exercises, leg exercises, a bit more cardio, and then a cool down and stretch. So well done, that's an absolutely fantastic effort. We've done over half an hour of exercise today, so awesome job. Okay, so that's the finish of week 1. How do you feel? Hopefully you feel a little more energized. You feel like you've got a really good workout going. Now, if it feels too easy, that's fantastic. I would much rather you say it's too easy than it was, then you feel awful. What we always want to do at the end of any exercise program is save a little bit of energy. You've got to get on with your day. You might have to cook dinner now. Whatever time of day it is for you, you will need some energy to carry on. So I never want you to work right to the end of having no energy left at all. That's why I always want to hold back a little bit. So I'd rather it feel easy for you, and then later on we build on it. So I hope you enjoyed that today. Next week we will have another video, and we'll be changing the exercises slightly, some new ones, adding some extra and making things slightly harder, not too much too soon, don't worry, and then building up gradually. Do let me know if you have any questions, concerns, problems, anything at all. Give me an email or drop it into the Facebook group, and then we can all share together any concerns that we have, because you may not be the only one thinking it, and it's always good to ask questions, and there's no such thing as a silly question. So thanks again, and I'll see you next week.